Should I play Arms or Fury? Huh? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that to you. But for real, though, should I play Arms or Fury? I've seen a lot of people ask that question. So let's take a look at the difference between the two. All right. Right now, if you're trying to do arenas or rated battlegrounds, most people are going to want to have an Arms warrior. And why is that? Well, Arms has a few things going for it. One of the main things is going to be that it has a heal reduction. Pretty big deal, all right? Reason being, say you have a team that has, a healer if you're in an arena. Of course, they're usually going to have a healer. And, they're a really good healer, right? Well, you're going to want to reduce the damage or the healing being done by that healer. So that's where this ability right here comes in. What's this called? Oh, yeah, Mortal Strike. Yeah. So Mortal Strike is going to reduce the healing done to the target. That, if you spec into sweeping strikes as well, is going to further reduce the healing done to the target. It's a pretty good thing. That's nice. So, I'll give you a show real quick. Basically, the general, it's not so much of a spell rotation with Arms as a spell priority. Want to get in there. You want to get your hamstring on them so that you can keep them in place. Maybe a rend on them. Usually if you've charged in, if you're on something that's, going to have a lot of escapes, don't charge in. Just ride your mount into them. Then you're going to go ahead and Colossus Smash into Mortal Strike. Then go ahead and rend, get that hamstring back up, and you're looking for Tactician to proc, which is going to allow you to basically cast it again. So Colossus Smash, Mortal Strike, rend's not up, so I'm going to get rend back up, rend or hamstring back up. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop some of that until I either have Tactician proc, or I can Mortal Strike again. Rend is off, put it back up. Tactician has proc. Now, here's the thing. If Tactician procs, you always want to make sure that you Colossus Smash before you Mortal Strike. Alright, because that's going to go ahead and give you that buff. Other things about Arms, you have this. Rend. Rend is a huge damage over time. It does great things. So, if you're in a battleground or you're in an arena that's going to have, targets that you can put multiple rends on, like I put a rend on this guy, come over here, put a rend on this guy, Colossus Smash on this guy, come back here and put a, Colossus Smash on this guy. If you have sweeping strikes, you're going to be able to hit both with your Mortal Strike. That's going to be good. It's good stuff. You like that. Also, you have defensive stance. So, defensive stance, you do 10% less damage, but you also take 20% less damage. That's a nice thing. So those are some of the main perks. Really another nice thing, when you're in PvP, you get duel, right? So I can reduce the damage done to the target that I duel by, if I duel somebody, like say him, I duel him, right? He's going to do 50% less damage to every target except for me. I'm going to do 50% less damage to every target except him. For, 6 seconds? Feels about right? Yeah, 6 seconds. Feels good. So, that's nice. You like that. Your healers really like that. Anyway, that's Arms. I like Arms. Arms is good. It's just, waiting for Tactician to proc can be a little frustrating sometimes. Let's look at Fury. I really like Fury. Fury is a lot of fun. That said, it can be a bit of a glass cannon. So, if you don't have a team of healers following you around, you can feel super squishy. But with Fury, you don't have any sort of heal mitigation. You can't reduce the healing done. But playing Fury is kind of like when you're doing a finishing move in Mortal Kombat. It's like a fatality. I'll show you what I mean. Charge into this guy. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pretend I don't. Oh, screw it. There you go. But I basically want to build Rage all the way up to 100. Once you have 100 Rage, you're going to Rampage, Burst, Raging Blow, Odin's Fury, Rampage, and then go in for, an Execute or a, whatever you got up. But, I mean, that's, if you're doing that in PvP, and you catch somebody off guard, you are going to put a huge hurt on them. It's really going to do some damage. It's a lot of fun. That's about it for it, though. Like, for Fury, it's super fun to play. It's fun, you've got a rotation as opposed to a priority. And if you Whirlwind before Rampaging or Bloodthirsting, you can do damage to a bunch of people around you. Super cool. I like Fury. I honestly think I like Fury more than I like Arms. But again, Arms has more utility in terms of rated stuff. You know, your arenas, your battlegrounds, that good stuff. Fury is pretty cool, though. So if you want to play Fury, I highly recommend it. I think you'll have a blast doing it. It's just you have to understand that without a dedicated healer, you're probably going to take a lot of damage. Yeah? All right, cool. So what makes Fury... What does it take to play Fury? Let's look at our abilities real quick. Talents, I go Endless Rage, because you want to build that 100 rage as quick as possible. This, you know, it's situational. Definitely Avatar. War Paint I like because it reduces the damage you take when enraged. When you're enraged, you do more damage. You take more damage. It's a trade-off. Frothing Berserker. This I like because when you reach 100 rage, you do 15% damage more, 15% more damage, and it increases your movement speed. You can stay in your target a lot easier. So that's why I say build 100 rage before you start your burst. Inner Fury, Raging Blow no longer requires enrage and deals 100. Super good, super good. It's no, whatever. And then Reckless Abandon. Battle Cry lasts 2 seconds longer and generates 100 rage. That's part of what allows us to go into our rotation. Got it? Got it. Cool. For this, yeah, you know, I like these. They don't change. That's the same thing you'd have for arms. But I like Thirst for Battle for Fury so that I can stay on target. And then Slaughterhouse so that if I'm low on health, I can pop my Enraged Regeneration and just basically spam the hell out of this, especially if they're low on health, until I'm back at full health. But that's the difference between the two, and I'll try to post some videos of gameplay of each. But thanks for watching, and Orc Smash!